Be a hockey.
What?
Be a hockey fan. It's not a hockey live stream.
It's true. Can't be doing any of that nonsense. There we go.
So I'm watching NXT Heatwave during the live stream.
During the heat wave.
Her gear is weird.
It does not look comfortable.
No. Sol Ruka's going to the ring, so I'm not a big fan of hers. They're trying to make her out to be one of the next big stars, but I mean, jumping from the floor into the splits, that's not easy to do. She jumped from the floor onto the ring apron in the splits.
From the floor onto the ring apron? So she jumped up into the splits?
She jumped into the splits.
Oh, okay.
I would need like a few weeks off from everything.
Drag queens are pretty good at doing that.
Maybe that's who designed her outfit. I don't
Could be.
know.
Lots of people saying hi.
Howdy, everybody.
Oh, Lars is on here. Hello, Lars.
So there's another one. And, you know, they've got all these unnecessary straps and
yeah, they like to do that. And it's so impractical for what they're doing. I don't get it, but it's for show. Just visited Finland for the first time. Quite a few hockey fans are there. They were lots of fun to kick it with.
Howdy. I'm sure they would be. Someday we'll do all the Scandinavian countries.
Green Day or Blink 182. Green Day. No question.
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah.
Hey, you watching NXT Heatwave?
Yep.
Hey, Vaughn, why are you hanging out with the entertainment guy fellow? Where is the hockey guy? Does he know?
This is my wife.
Cute,
I allow the hockey guy to be in her presence, but I'm never very far out of frame when they're together.
He allows it.
We've had that discussion.
That would work really well if you allowed me to be in the presence of other people.
And you're welcome.
Love the vids. Are you gonna watch the Canadian semi-final for Copa America?
That's tomorrow, I think. I mean, if I'm home, yes. If I'm home to watch it, sure.
Linkin Park is great.
Linkin Park's fantastic.
I saw them in concert. I think it was 2001. I think I had to go down to Seattle for that. They were with Metallica. Have you guys seen Perfect Match season 2 yet?
We did.
Is that the one we're in the middle of watching right now, right?
No, we finished it. There was a really long finale.
Everything.
But like Izzy was sweating all over Jessica. But
oh, that was so gross.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Remember, Izzy was sweating on Jessica, so I remind her.
Yeah, that was because I was nauseated.
Oh. Here's our date for you. Why?
As I'm watching, So you're the evil twin of the hockey guy?
No, he's my evil twin. It's the other way around.
THG is the one pretending to be married to Yvonne.
This is true.
Where did you get that shirt?
I got this at Blue Notes. It was like, I got it online from Blue Notes for like, I don't know, $5.
Yeah.
Dirt cheap. I don't know how Blue Notes turns a profit. I have no idea. Well, that was sloppy.
Did either of you listen to System of a Down? Yes.
She's got System of a Down CDs.
My kiddos love System of a Down.
She's more of a fan than I am. I like them.
Since they were tiny.
She's a bigger fan than I am.
What do you think of MITB?
Money in the Bank. I did a Money in the Bank review on the channel here. I love the whole thing. I thought it was great. Even though I know people were mad that Priest didn't kick out when he was supposed to. It happens. It happens in a lot of matches.
I see the entertainment guy allows Yvonne to have her hair down. The hockey guy allows to leave her hair up. If it was an allow thing, I'd be cutting my hair off because that's the kind of girl I am.
Sure you would.
Have seen any great new horror movies lately?
I finally finished Pearl. I intend to watch Maxine. I don't know if Maxine's one that Yvonne would go for. I may watch Pearl and X with her and see if she's okay with those. If so, then we'll give Maxine a go of it. I really enjoyed the first two, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy Maxine too.
Have you guys watched Breaking Bad?
I tried.
Doesn't interest me.
I tried. I watched the first couple episodes. I wasn't really into it. Just it's not really my thing.
Well, you watched that 90s show part 2.
No.
I didn't
The first season of that 90s show, I got like halfway into the first episode and I'm like, okay. So it's like the old Disney Channel kind of comedy, but
I
like
hate those,
with some swearing thrown in. It's just I'm not a fan. I don't find any of that funny. I never found the Disney comedies funny either. So yeah, I just don't find it funny. Saul's pinning herself by accident.
Sitcoms.
You think you could do that?
What? Hold somebody with my hands and feet?
Yeah, you get their hands behind them and their feet behind them, and you got to tangle up your arms and your feet with them.
Why would I want to do that?
I don't know.
It's a lot of touching.
It'd be a good way to stretch out your back if I tried that with you.
I mean, yeah. Just finished watching Masters of the Air. Did you watch it? If not, 100% recommend.
I've not watched that one yet.
I don't know what that is. Thoughts on 29,000 subs for TEG. I'm happy THG is thriving and is what puts food on the table, but I just love the small channel vibe here.
I enjoy making videos on both channels. This channel is a good chance to sort of take a bit of a breather from the hockey stuff, which I need at times. And this is the channel where I throw everything else. So when we go down to Disney in a month, we'll be doing live streams from Disney. We have a setup now with our data where we can do that. We'll be doing a lot of videos from Disney. We'll have some fun with it this time around. And yeah, I'm excited about the fact that we have data in the States now.
That is pretty fun. What's the tea today, or does TEG not allow that? I'm still drinking. I made a huge pitcher of peach tea, so I just emptied my pitcher. I need to make more tea for iced tea in the fridge. Have you seen the latest season of Black Mirror?
No, we never did get around to that last season of Black Mirror.
We're so behind on so many shows.
Just Black Mirror.
Missed your last couple of lives. Glad to be able to catch this one. Congrats and thank you for being you. Is it really, or is it? I
heard a knock at the door. It's probably Malachi. It might be Malachi. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. From THG. You both seem like nice people. Thank you very much. It's weird. There's somebody knocking at the door. Why? Live stream from It's a Small World. I can't see myself doing that. And keep in mind that going into the ride, it would probably drop. The signal would probably drop while we were in there. Thank you for the congratulations. Will I be watching Canada versus Argentina? Probably. I don't expect Canada to win. I just hope it's close. Argentina obviously is the greatly favored and rightfully so amongst the two, but we'll see.
Bonus kiddo. Gabriel wasn't answering his phone.
Oh, okay. Our thoughts on the dramatic increase of the fragmentation of streaming services. You know, I think there's too many streaming services. I think we're going to end up having to put them all together into like some kind of, I don't know, cable, like an online version of cable.
Cable. Where you can get packages.
I think that's where it's going to end up.
Oh, thanks, Lars.
Thank you very much.
Do you expect to be recognized at Disneyland? He always is.
I usually am, yeah.
Always. Have you seen the movie Godzilla -1?
Not yet.
Have you seen any more of the Fallout show?
I still have seen the first episode. I will watch the rest of the show Fallout. It's I should have the time this summer. It shouldn't be a problem because it's not something I want Adelaide walking into.
Right. Canada winning would be a major upset, but would be awesome.
Yeah, I don't expect them to win, but yeah, it would be excellent.
Did you like the Blue Jays or Expos?
Oh, I was always an Expos fan before Blue Jays. I was gutted when the Expos moved.
Who's your favorite stand-up comic?
All time, it would be John Panette. Jake Johansson's in there. Mitch Hedberg. I was just thinking along the lines of who I quote the most. Brent Butt. I quoted Brent quite a bit. It's weird that he's a subscriber to the hockey channel, but yeah, I quoted him a lot back in the day, and still some of my favorite jokes.
At the convenience of home. Also, do you think there will be an increase of equivalent of DVD ownership or even pirated downloads due to the disappearance of personal ownership of content?
I mean, everything eventually snaps back. Like
Yeah,
people are buying
people
albums
figures out-
again. So since vinyl came back, eventually physical
We're
copies will
old
come back.
people and we have a ton of CDs and DVDs, and we still buy CDs and DVDs.
There's
We're old
too many
like that.
times where I go to find something and I find out it's been taken off of
Yeah.
the service that I had it on, and now I have to pay for a different service to watch it. So I prefer to just have a physical copy. If I like it, I'll get a physical
I
copy.
haven't figured out how you're supposed to do music now, though. I think I'm too old.
Probably.
I haven't figured that out. CDs for me. But yeah, Canada being in the semis is already huge for the growth of the sport.
Absolutely. And yeah, huge watch parties across Canada. It's really been great. It's been nice to see.
Have you watched Blackberry? The extended cut is free on CBC Gem.
I've watched We've watched the first 2 episodes. Yeah. We're gonna finish that off. That it's so funny. I just think that the acting in it is spot on. I think it's really well done, and it kind of shows you why Jim Balsley being an NHL owner was never going to happen. I think the NHL knew that was going to be a disaster.
Shannon, I've been insecure about my height for a while. I know you're 5'4". I'm 5'5" myself. I feel like I'll never find love. Advice?
Just stick to it. There are girls who appreciate shorter guys.
There are some. Said girl, it's really nice having somebody my size. I've been my first husband was almost exactly a foot taller than me. It's not fun for the shorter person.
No.
Like, you have to walk so much faster, and I'm a fast walker, and you have to hold your hand at an awkward angle if you want to walk holding hands. It's obnoxious. It's really nice being with somebody my size.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
Have you ever thought about doing a video on the failure of the Expos?
I can do a video on the Expos at some point. I felt bad, but at the same time, you could see it coming. It was years that it was coming. And the one concern I would have with the idea that I know they want to bring the Expos back, there's a lot of people want to bring the Expos back. They still don't have a baseball park that's going to work for Major League Baseball. So that's the one concern I would have with the idea of bringing the Expos back.
We don't do the pirated movies or pirated music.
No. And most of those services now are just kind of gone.
What would the NHL look like under ownership by Vince McMahon?
There'd be a lot more graphics. It'd be a lot more. There'd be a lot more focus on the players' like personal lives. There'd be a lot more drama to it. If it was run wrestling way, there'd be a lot more drama to it, and probably some drama in between periods too. I don't think it would be better.
How much of a relief is it for you that the hockey season is over, and how long does it take you to be ready to do it all again?
Oh, I'd be ready tomorrow if they said the season was good to go tomorrow. I don't know if relief's the right word. It is nice for her to be able to see me more.
I appreciate the season being over.
She sees more of me once the regular season's done. The regular season can be a real grind, especially with there being, sometimes 12, 13, 14, 15 games. But I'm used to this cycle now. This is my 8th year doing it, so I'm kind of used to this cycle, and it's kind of fun coming up with my own video ideas.
Are you going to watch the Olympics?
We're not going to be home for the end of the Olympics, but what there is of the Olympics while we're awake, yes. Keeping in mind that since it's in Italy, there's going to be times where it's on in the middle of the night, and I'm probably not going to want to get up in the middle of the night to watch the Olympics.
What is either of y'all's favorite video games ever?
My favorite video games ever? Well, I ordered the original SimCity because I really like the original SimCity. Outside of that, I mean, GTA 5 is a ton of fun. The NHL games in the mid-2000s were probably where it was my favorite. Yeah, that's probably about it for now.
Have you got any more fun magnets, trinkets, props?
I mean, I mentioned my little gavel here recently for bunk bunk bunk. You know, just to I am the authority. I have that. And then yeah, I've been doing up magnets. I'm not going to have these in videos, but I've got a whole ton of like little magnets I'm making, and I've got Doctor Who magnets that I'm working on too. I'll be doing those for hockey videos too. So yeah, I'll have various things that I can do for games because since I'm trying to get away from the copious amounts of notes when it's really a busy night, there'll be more fun stuff with those reviews and just it's going to be a more laid back approach when it's a really busy night because it does get kind of crazy sometimes.
How's the heat there? I'm dying in Vancouver. It's stupid.
It's
stupid hot.
So for people who are in the States,
32.
Okay, I'm going to go back and change
like
mine to Fahrenheit.
I think.
It is currently 89 Fahrenheit. It's going to be 93 Fahrenheit on Tuesday, and then it drops off. By the time we have the meetup on Saturday, it's supposed to be down to 82 Fahrenheit. But since I have it at 4 o'clock, it won't be that hot when the game starts. But as we play, it cools down. So I'm not canceling that. But it is supposed to cool down on Wednesday. It's going to be really hot for the next few days, though. It's going to be a challenge.
Taking the kids to the water park on Wednesday, it'll be cool enough that we can go outside.
It's going to be a real challenge the next few days.
Did either of you ever play Roller Coaster Tycoon or Zoo Tycoon?
I love Roller Coaster Tycoon. I did.
I liked Roller Coaster Tycoon, but I preferred Zoo Tycoon.
Anything
I had the dinosaur expansion, and that was great.
Anything that involves building your own park, building your own city, and measuring populations and attracting people in, I love those kinds of games.
Some of the comments on the historical videos are very mean. Are they?
Comments by me? Or just in the comment section?
Must be the comment section. I'll have to look that. We're pretty good at keeping up on the comments, but I'll have to look.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything.
It's hotter.
I mean, they're not that watched comparatively speaking to other things either. So
it's hotter there than Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yeah,
it is really hot.
And
it's really, really hot.
The humidity at least is down to 31%, but we're used to the humidity being higher. So
hot.
The UV index is down to 4 though, so at least the UV index isn't bad.
Love the historical videos. They are awesome.
Thank you very much. And I really enjoy doing the historical videos. I know they're not going to get watched as much, but I really enjoy putting them together.
I miss the winter. Can't stand the heat.
It seems to be easier to heat up a place than cool it down. It just feels like you're fighting to cool a place down a heck of a lot more than to heat it up.
That's why I was like cooler, because it's easier to make yourself warm than it is to make yourself cool. The bunnies are doing fine. They've got fans on them. We have 2 little window air conditioners. And so one is right here and the other one is upstairs. The bunny room is upstairs and there's an air conditioner not in their room, but there's a fan blowing the air to their room. And I've got their windows all blocked off and stuff. So
Licorice is in a box in here, and Cinnabon's just sitting there eating some grass. So they're good.
And same with the guinea pigs, because guinea pigs are very sensitive to temperature as well. Cold is painful, though. True.
Can be.
Which teams are just more cursed? Chicago White Sox or the Cincinnati Bengals?
Oh. As a Bengals fan, I would go with the Bengals because I can remember the White Sox winning things. The Bengals, it's been a long time, very long time.
Quick aside, would it be okay if you turn down the slow mode to 30 seconds? I don't think you can.
Once we've started it, I don't think there's a way for me to change it. Yeah, once it's started, I don't think there's.
Would that be over here, maybe?
Maybe. Settings. Yeah, I don't see it. That's just monetization.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it. I tried Kenny versus Penny. It was never a show that I really found particularly funny, but I know a lot of people did. So,
if you haven't tried City Skylines, I think you would love it. Haven't? Hold on.
There's live streams on this channel. Me playing.
Haven't gotten to play City Skylines 2, but it seems great too.
I played City Skylines on here. I think that's one of the ones I got for free on the PlayStation.
Is that the one where you could like?
It's like a building. Yeah, it's building.
That.
Yeah,
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, absolutely it was. I don't even know if I have it on the PlayStation right
now. What's your most vintage magnet you own in terms of actual age of when it was made?
They'd be the ones you made.
Yeah, I used to make all of the magnets.
Let me see if I can find. Wouldn't be Vegas.
That'd be my contribution to the channel as I thought of making magnets. But then it was killing my wrist because I have really bad carpal tunnel. And so then Shannon started making them. But the first ones we made, I got a hockey Kinder egg at Easter, and they had on the foil wrapper, they had different sizes of all of the team's logos. And I used rubber cement and glued them to a soda box and then put them on magnet sheets that I found at the dollar store. And that's how we made the first magnets.
Yeah, I don't have them in here. I know they're in this room somewhere.
And then eventually I put Mod Podge over them because that foil would, the ink would come off of it.
Yep.
What's your opinion of The Rookie?
Well, it's a cop show. I watched like an episode of it. I was like, all right, it's a cop show. I'm not a big fan of cop shows. I've watched so many of them dating back to when I was a little kid that, I've seen it. So they feel very similar to one another, the cop shows.
Have you watched Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul?
As mentioned earlier, I watched a couple episodes of Breaking Bad. It's not really my thing. So I never really got into Better Call Saul either.
Did y'all watch The Walking Dead or The Ones Who Live?
I watched The Walking Dead until they killed Glenn. When they killed Glenn, I made a video that's on the channel here talking about it, and that I was never going to watch it again, and I never watched it again. So that was the end of me with the Walking Dead franchise.
I watched the first episode and decided I wasn't watching anymore.
I still feel bad for the horse. That first episode, it's a gut punch.
Would you ever write more books if you had ideas and the time?
I have ideas. I don't have the time. I have plenty of ideas. I could write countless Into the Void books, but I just don't have the time for it.
Have you ever watched Daredevil?
The series I've watched, I enjoyed the series a lot. I'm glad that Marvel's brought Daredevil back. I'm glad that they've kept the actors playing Daredevil and Kingpin the same. I do have some concern that maybe the Disney version won't be as good, but we'll see.
Did you watch the Fallout series? Any feelings on it?
I'm one episode into Fallout. I haven't watched the rest yet. Eventually I will. Some point this summer I'll watch it. I'll power through it. I do enjoy it. It's a good show. Very good show.
Did you watch SONS? I don't know what that is.
I'm trying to think of what that would stand for.
I don't know.
It's not Sons of Anarchy, which I didn't watch either.
I quit TWD.
The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead. Okay, when they followed Tara. Oh, I quit when they followed Tara for an entire episode.
Tara wasn't a very interesting character. I was not a big fan of Tara. But it was just, for me, it was, and it wasn't just that they killed Glenn. It was that they already did the screwing around with, oh, Glenn's dead, and then he wasn't dead. And then like a few episodes later, he's dead. And I'm like, seriously, like Maggie was just put through the absolute ringer. And I felt like it was just kind of, even for a zombie show, I felt like it was cruel. to the audience. So I tuned out from then on.
When are you going to do another funny video, but this time doing it as an MLB umpire?
I don't usually plan those in advance. I usually just go with it. It's a matter of timing. So at some point this summer, could it happen? Yes.
Do you guys also have late night shows like The Late Show with Jay Leno or shows like that? And if so, do you watch them or have opinions on them?
I mean, we've watched Colbert, but we don't really stay up and watch late night shows.
Yeah.
I used to watch Letterman every day, but that was ages ago. Because I'm talking about Letterman hasn't been on TV in quite a while now.
Have you ever tried apple tea? Yes. Adelaide, one of Adelaide's very favorite teas is apple tea. I'm not a fan of fruit tea unless it's iced, though. Will the Simpsons ever go off the air?
Nope.
They need to.
Nope. As long as the voice actors are willing to keep going, that series will keep going, even though it is objectively no longer funny. It's not. The writing's not bad for it. It's just not funny anymore. Like you watch a whole episode. Like I've watched episodes from this season. I haven't laughed once. Nothing. There's nothing on it that I say, now that's really funny. But I don't think it's going to go off the air until the voice actors can't do it anymore.
Have you ever seen Avatar, the metal group? Not live. They have not been at any of the concerts we've been at, but I know
there's not very many metal bands that come to Vancouver. I'm always disappointed at how few metal concerts there are in Vancouver.
True. What's your favorite cooking show of all time? British Bake Off. I really like the Canadian one too.
What are you doing?
That's my favorite. Do you have a favorite cooking show?
I'd probably go with Hell's Kitchen. I don't know that Hell's Kitchen's as good now as it used to be.
Definitely not my favorite.
But I would probably go with Hell's Kitchen just for how ridiculous and over the top it is.
Anything with Gordon Ramsay is so ridiculous and seems very staged and scripted.
Yeah, see, there you go.
I don't know. I like British Bake Off and Canadian Bake Off.
She knows she's in frame. She's happy.
Okay, let's see.
Walk with Yan. I loved Walk with Yan when I was a kid. I used to watch that with my dad.
Oh, yeah. What did you guys think of Drew McIntyre using his Money in the Bank contract immediately? What is your guys' opinion on it in general?
I called it. She didn't care, but I told her what was going to happen. She really didn't care. She doesn't even try to pretend to care.
Why would I care?
Well, who else am I going to talk to about it? So
I knew
what was going to happen. I knew it was going to be used as a prop for a storyline. I'm okay with it. As long as that's not done every year, it just means that now Tiffany Stratton gets the attention as being the one with the briefcase.
Do you watch Mystery Science Theater 3000? Shannon loves
I love
that
Mystery
show.
Science Theater 3000.
Favorite episode?
Manos Hands of Fate. That became like when I worked at the call center, there was somebody who I used to watch MST3K with, and anytime something was stupid or boring at work, we would just say Manos Hands of Fate, and we knew exactly what we were talking about, and you can't get in trouble if nobody else understands the joke.
Either of you Star Trek fans?
We both are, actually.
Yeah. I don't like the new Star Trek.
No, neither of us like new Trek. We're definitely fans of old Star Trek. Next Generation is one of the best series I ever watched.
I did like
absolutely fantastic. And Star Trek Wrath of Khan is still absolutely one of my favorite movies.
One of our first dates was the Star Trek movie at the theater.
Yeah, because I watched From Beyond and it flopped. And I was like, I do not understand why From Beyond flopped. So I had to show it to her because I knew it was flopping. I knew we'd be the only people in the theater. But I watched that one in the theater 3 times. I thought Star Trek From Beyond was fantastic.
By the way, how long have you two been officially married? Oh, officially.
2 years.
And do you do anything to celebrate your anniversary? It's almost our anniversary. No, we don't do anything. I almost forgot. I probably would have forgot, except for my phone. I have it so that my phone reminds me ahead of time. Otherwise, I totally forget anniversaries.
It's in like a week.
I know. My phone will probably remind me really soon that our anniversary is coming up. No, we don't do anything.
We don't
do anything for.
We don't focus on dates. We don't focus on dates with our relationship, which is weird because I usually want to focus on dates all the time.
All.
But like for me, it's weird because I've always focused on dates. But I don't know. I'm just like, all right, well, we're together, and that's it. That's kind of how I look at it. So I don't worry as much about the date. Stuck with me now,
so it doesn't matter how long. No.
So
I don't focus on dates for stuff. I'm really bad at remembering dates. I don't. Nah. Favorite game show.
Price is Right for me.
I like the Press Your Luck because I would always root for more whammies. So
yeah, see, for me it'd be Price is Right because I used to watch that with my grandmother when I was a little kid. So when I watched Price is Right, the fact they still have some of the same games, and Granny and I used to guess on the prices and stuff like that. Like I'm still a big Price is Right fan.
How often do you touch up the pink hair? It's actually purple. I don't know. The camera does make it look kind of pinkier, doesn't it? Is it
once every 2 months?
Nail. I don't know what that means. I
get bottles for you every 6 months.
I probably do a small touch up about every 3 weeks.
Really?
I don't bleach my hair, so it fades a lot quicker than somebody that bleaches their hair.
So I should get you bleach.
No, I will not bleach my hair. And since it's not chemicals, I can just put it in my hair and do whatever, and then I rinse it out whenever I go take a shower. So I'll like put it in before I do the treadmill or something like that. But yeah, I'd say about every 3 or 4 weeks. That didn't stay off long at all. The air conditioner turned off for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, and realizes it's still too hot in here.
Pat Sajak retired. It's about time.
I really, I remember, I was back in my 20s, early 20s, because it was when I lived with my roommates, and we would watch Wheel of Fortune, and then we watched Jeopardy, and we would laugh because the person on Wheel of Fortune would always make more money than the person on Jeopardy. So on Jeopardy you gotta have to have like a doctorate and all this stuff, and on Wheel of Fortune you have to know how to spell the word orange and like know what letters are in it. And I was like, this seems kind of wrong. And yeah, I mean, it was enjoyable to watch both, but I always thought it was wrong that Wheel of Fortune paid more than Jeopardy. You have to actually be smart to be good at Jeopardy.
Have you guys listened to Striper the band?
I introduced her to Striper like about a month ago because you'd never heard of Christian metal.
Oh, okay. I was trying to remember. That was weird stuff.
the people at the concert and all
that was weird.
The crosses and
that was weird.
The signs for Jesus, and yeah, that was different. So sometime I have to take her to a Christian metal concert.
Please, no,
I have to do it.
No,
you have to see Christian metal live. I've gone to.
Oh my gosh!
I went to a Christian metal concert for Guardian.
I don't think I could.
It was in Bellingham. Crazy. It was just, we went down to Bellingham to watch a Christian metal band.
No, I really don't want to. That would be terrible.
It was awesome. You have no idea what you're missing. Christian metal concerts are weird.
That would be really weird.
It is bizarre because there's no moshing. There's no moshing. There's no circle pit. There's no swearing from anybody. It's just all love and hands up in praise.
That was the weird part in those videos. Everybody is like doing the... What are you doing? That's weird. It's weird.
Standard at those concerts. You've seen me doing that at Rammstein. I have a spiritual experience watching Rammstein.
The Weird Al question, please. What's the Weird Al question? Oh, do you like Weird Al?
Of course.
Yes, we've seen
them. We saw him live. He was fantastic. One of our favorite concerts. I've got the concert shirt.
It was a really fun one.
That was a really fun concert to watch.
How long have you been collecting jerseys? How much money do you predict you have spent?
I don't.
Less than you think?
Yeah. Jerseys, I've got them, most of them on sale or secondhand or just deals I've worked out with people. I've been collecting jerseys since I'm gonna say 1988 was the first. No, 1986 was the year I got my first jersey. I don't have that in the collection because it was pretty beat up. But 86 was when I got my first jersey, and it was Boston. And I was given it by a friend of my dad's because I had become a Bruins fan that year, and he didn't need the jersey anymore, so I was wearing it.
That Cena retirement promo was so wholesome.
Cena's fantastic to the point where I ordered that hat that he was wearing, so I realized I needed some new WWE stuff because I haven't bought new WWE stuff in like about 5 years. So I got a Cena hat, and I got the Drew McIntyre hat too, which says Claymore Country on it. So I was like, yeah, I can wear that. And then I ordered the Bray Wyatt t-shirt and the Tiffany Stratton t-shirt. It says Tiffy time. So there may be times where, I'm like, you know what? Today's a Tiffy time day. And I'll just walk around and just randomly yell, it's Tiffy time.
You totally would too.
Yep, I will. I'm gonna.
Thoughts on Lord of the Rings?
Oh, you know what? The Lord of the Rings movies have been on Crave lately, like on live TV, and I've tried, and I can't. I'm just like, man, this is 3 hours. I can't. They were fantastic movies.
Yes, they're very good movies, very well done.
But they're not rewatchable. The book itself, I've read it cover to cover once.
Yes.
I would not want to have to go through and reread it.
Right. Yeah,
because
I've read the series once,
it's a lot.
But I've read The Hobbit, I think 3 times.
The Hobbit's fine. The Hobbit is nowhere near as involved and as wordy as Lord of the Rings.
The movies are too long.
Movies take forever.
I don't like really long movies. That's a long time to sit there
like
and
in
watch
Return of the King, it feels like over an hour. Frodo doesn't go anywhere. Like, it just feels like he just climbs for over an hour of the movie.
So much walking, even the trees walk.
It's like, okay, I can't rewatch this. At the time, yes, I could watch it the first time, but rewatching, I just can't do it.
My cousin had his Bible college Christian rock band at his wedding. It was a very funny wedding.
Oh, man.
That'd be weird.
That'd be awesome.
It would not be awesome.
I went to find a Christian band.
I'd rather not.
I went to find a Christian band that had performed that I watched that opened for Guardian, and their songs aren't even on YouTube. It's not. So I was like, because I was gonna play it for it. I was like,
he
okay,
thinks it's really funny, making me listen to.
I played Michael
rock.
W. Smith for her as well. Michael W. Smith's fantastic.
What was the other one? The one that I know a ton of my friends had the CD, but I never listened to it.
Amy Grant?
No, I know who Amy Grant is because she did regular music too.
Creed.
No.
Creed's Christian music.
I know, and they're awful. No.
To the point where the lead singer poses like Jesus at times. Oh,
Jesus
DC
Freak.
Talk.
I had never actually listened to that, but I remember. I
had
did
DC
not.
Talk.
Shannon?
There is a Christian band you like a lot. POD.
I know. I do know that.
POD.
I know they are Christian, and Evanescence started out as a Christian band too.
Yeah.
But I had never listened to Jesus Freak, and Shannon did not believe me that I had never heard it, and that was some weird
best
music.
Cover of
That
Smells
was
Like Teen Spirit that I've ever heard.
Some weird. No, pass.
It's just really funny because DC Talk was like a rap, almost like a New Kids kind of thing.
Which I didn't like either.
And then grunge became big. So suddenly Jesus Freak came out and was like, really, now you guys are grunge. But it was all right. It was an okay album.
Rush or Tragically Hip? No.
I'd go with the Hip of the two. There are songs of the Hip I really enjoy. Music at Work is a real banger. And Locked in the Trunk of a Car is a good feel-good song from them. It's a feel-good song from them. I like the song. I was really alarmed by the title. And if you listen to the lyrics, it's an alarming song because it is about being locked in the trunk of a car. But it's a good song.
Extended edition of Return of the Kings is 4 hours and 15 minutes.
I've watched it once.
My ex-husband was insistent that was the only version of that movie you could watch, which means I refused to watch it. No. Do you guys watch trailers?
You've never watched it?
No.
Oh, okay.
More than 4. No.
We're gonna watch it.
Over 4 hours?
It is more accurate to the book.
It better be that long.
You get the voice of Sauron. You have to hear the voice of Sauron part.
I don't want
I did enjoy Trailer Park Boys a lot because I lived it. I lived in a trailer park, and that is highly accurate. I had our trailer park was run by a drunk. The manager was drunk. He'd drive around the park drunk, pick fights with the kids and with some of the adults in the park. And yeah, we had that.
Considering how many jerseys you have, I'm always impressed that you can recall where you bought so many of them when you do jersey countdowns. Shannon's memory is absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Well, and there, I mean, it's important. If it's important, I remember. So I remember where I bought all the jerseys, and I forget when we got married, because, you know, I love you.
Skillet,
Siobhan, right?
Skillet is a Christian rock band.
They are.
I don't know. I've been told Shannon likes Mary Brown chicken for the first time. I'm in town. Which one should I go? Do you mean you're in Abbotsford, and which Mary Browns should you go to? Is that what you're asking? If so, the one right off the highway on McCallum, not the one on Fraser.
And then you get the Big Mary combo with the taters. The tater poutine is good too if you're okay with the extra money.
Yes.
But if you're not into extra money, the taters are fantastic. Really good. Their taters are fantastic.
Have you ever seen The Leprechaun? I want to watch it with my buds, but they refuse.
Leprechaun is a funny movie. The fact that Jennifer Aniston, that was her first movie, is just great. And Warwick Davis clearly really enjoyed being the Leprechaun. So I'm surprised Yvonne won't watch it with me. I've asked her numerous times. She's like, nope. Even though it has Jennifer Aniston and your favorite Ewok is the Leprechaun.
I've watched the Leprechaun. What are you talking about?
I didn't think you had.
Yes, because I was the one that kept saying that I am a leprechaun, and you didn't know what I was talking about.
No, that was Wayne's World.
I know, but it's from the Leprechaun movie.
We got to watch the other Leprechaun movies. 2, Leprechaun in Space. Leprechaun in Space.
That sounds really stupid.
Leprechaun in the Hood.
Have you thought of doing a collection of your non-hockey jerseys? Oh, yes. Video on that.
Yes.
That would be a good idea.
I've got my baseball jerseys set aside. At some point, I'll be doing one on my baseball jerseys for sure.
Have you ever listened to Avatar? Yes. They're on the radio frequently.
Yes.
Favorite jersey you own?
The Kings, the black one with the shield. The shield one. That was what I'd like to see them do, a throwback to that at some point. I don't think they're going to, but I'd like to see a throwback to it. Where is it? Come on, you're in here. No, that's the crown. The crown's nice too, though. I know for Yvonne, she likes the Burger King.
That's not true.
The Burger King's her favorite.
It's over 30 in Edmonton. It's over 30 here too. It's like 32.
Yeah, it's insane. It's just.
Oh, Shannon has his in Fahrenheit. What in the world? Yeah, 32.
I do it in Fahrenheit because I like doing it in Fahrenheit.
You do it in Fahrenheit just to mess me up.
I do my maps in miles too.
Which is dumb.
Why?
Because miles, that doesn't mean much to me.
It does to me.
So when you have it in miles, then I don't know how far things are.
All right. So I'll just
what? This one. My dad told me that Tom Cruise is in a cult. True.
So this one, except with the coat of arms on the front, but this is still fantastic. This is a look I'd like to see them go back to. I don't think they're going to.
Do you follow a lot of YouTubers?
I don't know. There's 10 or 15 probably. I don't know if that's.
He doesn't watch any hockey YouTubers. Nope. If you're asking that specifically, he watches. Nope.
I'm actually a member of Scammer Payback. I became a member of their channel because they do good work. I also watch Kit Boga for him screwing around with scammers. I watch Red Letter Media. Anything they post, I'm going to watch. I love Alex Myers. I've discovered his channel recently. It's fantastic. Andy King, good videos there. Chris James has good videos too. And yeah, I just after covering hockey all year, I'm not really into hockey YouTube because I'm like, oh, I've just
His
talked
life
about
is
hockey
already
all
all
day.
hockey. He watches hockey news all day and
Yeah.
all the hockey. Favorite Mike Myers movie other than Wayne's World?
That's a tough call because I don't
know.
know.
Generally like his movies. It's not.
I mean,
I'm trying to think of what I can
So
think
I
of
married.
movies I
So
don't
I married
like.
an axe murderer
Yeah, that
has
one-
its moments.
That one's not too bad.
Heed down in front. It's like a watermelon on a toothpick. That one's not bad. Yeah, that's probably my favorite of the Mike Myers
Yvonne
movies.
looks like a Jake Paul fan. That's definitely not a thing.
You've never watched a Jake Paul video.
No.
Much less become a fan.
Shrek counts as a Mike Myers movie. It does.
We know.
And I don't like it. So
I don't mind the original Shrek, but then they
Cat in the Hat, that movie was terrible.
Oh, that movie was awful.
That was so bad.
Yeah, that movie was just awful. Cat in the Hat should never be a movie.
So bad. Speaking of other YouTubers, Shannon, do you plan to do an interview with SDPN again in the future? Had a lot of fun watching that. That would be up to them, wouldn't it?
Steve has my cell number.
They do now have each other's phone numbers.
I have his cell number.
It took a little bit, but I was able to get them each other's phone numbers.
So the ball's in Steve's court. Like, it's up to him. I know they record early. I know that that's one
part of the
thing
problem
that might be holding them back, is that they do record while I'm usually still sleeping. But if they asked, I'd go on. Sure.
Love Guru, that was terrible.
That was a bad movie.
Austin Powers, pass.
Austin Powers, initially I enjoyed, but I can't rewatch them. They don't have rewatchability.
Do you follow any wrestling YouTube?
I watch What Culture Wrestling, but only the Simon Miller videos mainly. Wrestle Talk, somewhat, although I've been kind of mad at some of their titles. I got tired of a title and going, what's going on there? Like, they'll say superstar on his way out, and then I'll watch the video and it's somebody who hasn't even been on TV in 6 months, and I'm like, that's not a superstar. I didn't even know they were still there. So, like, I don't watch them like I used to. Put it that way.
What inspired you to start doing YouTube?
There were two things. First off, I was newly single, and there were times where I wanted to talk, and I didn't necessarily have anybody to talk to, so I put on a webcam and started talking to it. And then there was the fact that my father had passed a few years before, and he had no social media. He had no footprint online. He was just gone, and I felt like that was kind of sad. And I thought, I don't want to experience that. I don't want to just be forgotten. And so I wanted to have a setup where friends and family that I haven't seen either could watch videos and get to know me that way. And it's worked out pretty well. It's gone well beyond what I ever thought it would do.
Most comedy movies are awful, in my opinion, so I never watch them. It is rare for comedy movies to be good now.
They don't necessarily have the rewatchability. Although I did watch, and I got her to watch with me too, No Hard Feelings. I thought that was all right. It's very 80s. It's very much a formulaic 80s style of movie. I know people took offense at the concept and got mad at it, and there was a lot of negativity towards it. There was a lot of negativity too because Jennifer Lawrence takes her clothes off, and why would she do that for this movie? But it's not sexy. It's just funny. And I thought it was a really funny movie at times. It's not perfectly funny, but I don't know any movies that are. I thought it was a good show there. But yeah, comedies, it is much harder to find good comedy now than it was, say, 20, 30 years ago.
And I generally don't like American comedy, the slapstick.
But goofy. I can't even remember the last time I saw a British comedy show, like a new one, and said, this is great. Most of the British comedy I really like is from the 90s and before.
True. Are you excited Geeky Jerseys might come out with a Happy Gilmore jersey?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what that looks like. I've seen Happy Gilmore jerseys. I've never bought them because they'll just say Boston across the front and then his name and number on the back. And it just looks like a cheap Bruins jersey. In that case, I could just put Gilmore's number on the back of a Bruins jersey and just have that same thing. Yeah, I mean, I did order a jersey from them last week. I'm trying to remember which one it was that I saw. I remember showing it to you too before I ordered it. But yeah, geeky jerseys. I think I've almost basically finished my geeky jerseys collection, in that they don't have nearly as many that I like as I used to. But yeah, they've still got some good ones.
Yvonne, where did you get the necklace? Oh, Shannon got this one for me for
Amazon.
Christmas this past year. Also, good scary movie recommendation.
Scary movies are tough. If you haven't seen Terrifier 2 and you have a strong stomach, that movie has a lot going for it. Terrifier 2 is actually a really good movie. If it wasn't for her getting squeamish with gore, I would suggest watching it with her, but I know she couldn't get through the first death in the movie, much less all of the rest of the deaths in the movie. When a movie's unrated, because they know if they tried to get it into theaters, it'd be X-rated for the gore.
That'd be a not for
I know
Yvonne
that's
movie.
not an Yvonne movie. So, yeah.
Have you ever seen They Live?
I love They Live. I quote it often. That was what cemented Roddy Piper as like one of the greatest ever, in my opinion. Made him a bigger wrestling star too after that. So yeah, They Live is a really good movie.
For someone possibly wanting to start a YouTube channel with a co-host, is there a good simple setup to just get started?
Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Have a message that you feel like, I can get this message out, it's going to work. Try to have a format that doesn't mimic something you've seen before, something that's different and new. And try to also find something that's underserved. One of the reasons the Hockey Channel took off was, at the time my channel was starting, there wasn't anything else like it. So if you can find some part of the online community that's not really served that well on YouTube, or maybe you can tell it a different way, that's the best advice I could give.
UHF is the best comedy movie of all time.
Today we're teaching poodles how to fly.
I really like Tommy Boy. I think Tommy Boy is my very favorite.
Tommy Boy's definitely up there.
Comedy would probably be Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy's up there. But Friday the 13th Part 3 was pretty funny too.
Which one was that? Was that 3D. The slug one?
Or? The 3D. Where everything's coming at the camera. It's just for stupid reasons.
Right.
And then the girl tells the story of like Jason attacking her in the woods, and her boyfriend acts like, yeah, whatever, and just let's get out of here. And they left the car on, like the lights on the car, and the battery dies.
Oh, I vaguely remember that, because isn't that the one that I said something of, why are they leaving that on?
Yep. And then
I've only ever watched all of those movies the one time
I can't talk her to rewatching them.
Started dating.
I can't talk her to rewatching them.
They've all kind of just melted together, and I don't remember a lot of it. How many animals and names of them? Right. I don't know. You can't see Maple. Maple's the tortie. Azrael's the orange cat. Shadow's a black cat. Bear is the calico cat. And Pixel is the black and white cat. So that's 5 cats. We've got 5 bunnies. 2 are in here. Cinnabon and Licorice. Upstairs, we have Waffles, who's the gray blind bunny. And then we have Dandelion, the mama.
There's Maple.
And Jet is another big black bun. And then we've got 2 piggies, Tater Tot and Chicken Nugget. And we have 3 children in the house and a hubby. There you go.
Yeah, that's Maple. That's usually where she's sitting, and that tree is always just off camera, so you don't see it.
I didn't expect that many and to see them. Yep, we have 5 cats, 5 rabbits, 2 guinea pigs, 3 children,
and a
partridge
in a pear tree.
We have our own little petting zoo, but they're all our emotional support animals. We are always at home. We have 2 children that are usually, Malachi is always at home, and Adelaide's frequently at home. So there are emotional support animals.
Oh, Cinnabon's definitely my emotional support rabbit. On days when she's outside, not in here, it doesn't feel right to me. It's like
it would be different if we had like a ton of dogs. You don't
Right.
come into our house and think or even notice that there's a ton of animals. So yeah. Do your cats get the zoomies at the same time? No.
basically just her and her sister.
Azrael, whatever. Shadow, it's like at 10 or 11 at night, he likes to run laps, or I don't know what he does upstairs, but we can hear his thump, 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 thump over our head. He's really thumpy. And our bunnies get zoomies too, and those are really funny. Why are people saying Slavkovsky's contract is an overpayment?
Because they don't understand how contracts work now in the NHL. Now GMs pay for what a player is going to do. They're hedging their bets on what the player is going to become. People are used to a contract being awarded based on what a player has done in the past.
Do you remember the Crusher? He was my favorite wrestler.
And that was a long time ago. Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Have you ever watched silent movies before? Yes.
Nosferatu. Love Nosferatu.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I am nervous about the remake because
I think it could be awesome, though.
It could be
awesome.
It depends on how they do it.
It could be. I can safely say my cat is my emotional support animal. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your favorite place to read NHL articles?
Right here. Usually reading them on the set. No. Hockey news. I use the hockey news site a lot. Sportsnet, TSN, and The Athletic. Those are the four that I use the most.
Who is your favorite wrestler? Both of you, even though Yvonne seems to not be so interested in the WWE. I am definitely not.
It's right now, it's got to be Uncle Howdy for the men, and it's Chelsea Green for the women. It's not even close. She knows that when Chelsea Green's coming out, I'm going to be going and getting her and showing her the outfit Chelsea's wearing, the stuff Chelsea does. Like when Chelsea took that fall off the ladder, I made sure Yvonne saw like the video of that part.
Except for he was showing me the video as I was doing something. So
yeah, because Chelsea Green's more important. So there's that. But Roxanne Perez, who they're showing right now, Roxanne's the next one. She's going to be huge.
I definitely don't have a favorite wrestler. I by far prefer the women wrestlers over the men wrestlers. I really don't like the really big, muscly, veiny, oiled up. She likes
Charlotte.
Hair.
Charlotte's her favorite.
I don't like Charlotte. I find her annoying. I don't like the greased up, veiny. That's
So I think so. They got Lola coming out to fight. I think they're going to give Lola the belt, and then Roxanne gets called up. That's my guess.
Have you ever put a WWE wrestling hold on Shannon? Me? I don't even know wrestling holds.
Here, I'll show you. Okay, so
I don't know. I did not grow up watching wrestling. I never watched wrestling until Shannon. I always thought wrestling was really weird.
It is bizarre.
I get it more now than I used to. I still find it's
a play.
Odd. It is definitely a play.
Yeah,
it's like an improv athletic soap opera.
Yep. It's the way we always termed it back in the 80s was it was a male soap opera. That it was a soap opera for the men. Now they're trying to make it a soap opera for men and women. But yeah, it's definitely a soap opera for men.
I remember liking wrestling as a kid, and then my dad had to ruin it for me and tell me it's fake. How?
I found out.
How did anybody not realize?
I realized it was fake when I was, I think, about 8 or 9 years old.
Like how?
But it did not affect my fandom of it.
I don't understand.
Didn't affect my fandom at all.
But
when I'm watching wrestling, I'm always impressed with how they pull off these moves. I also don't get mad about the botches like some people do on the internet. I can't believe they botched that move. And I'm like, I can. That's a really difficult move. And they executed that off, 30 feet. Like, I can't believe they've got a crash pad. He dropped 100 feet. If he doesn't have a crash pad, he's dead. What are you like? Wrestling fans are ridiculous at times. They absolutely are.
Are you into racing or NASCAR at all? I just looked at the TV and Kyle Larson slammed into the wall. That's right there is why I don't like racing.
I do enjoy watching NASCAR at times. I know she does not, but I've enjoyed NASCAR.
See, and I think everybody online has to think that I just don't like everything.
Which is true.
It's not.
It's true. You have very particular likes.
Yes.
And they're very...
Yes.
I can tell when you're going to like something when you're not.
Me
if
too.
I like it, there's a good chance you won't.
That's true.
And there's certain things you watch with me and you tolerate.
Yes.
And then there's things you actually enjoy.
Yes.
So.
And that's why we watch Shannon stuff and not Yvonne stuff.
I try to make sure it's something you enjoy, though, or that you would enjoy. I try not to watch stuff that you won't. And if I know you don't, then I'm like, all right, we don't have to watch that.
I bet Yvonne has used the head scissors or the full Nelson on Shannon at least once. I know I've heard you say the word full Nelson. What's a head scissors?
Full Nelson's
Ow.
That's a full Nelson.
Why would I do that to you? Why would I do that to you?
I didn't put it in full. You guys will notice I didn't put it in full. But you also notice because I used to wrestle with my friends in high school, I still remember that stuff.
Shannon, who's your favorite women wrestler of all time?
It has to be Trish. It has to be Trish. Mickie James, though. Mickie James is up there too. Mickie James and Trish would be the two. I always thought Mickie got a raw deal from WWE and Victoria. Victoria was way better. And they always made it like, oh, she's so crazy and these other girls are so hot. And I'm like, have you seen Victoria? What is wrong with her looks exactly? But anyways.
Have you ever met a famous celebrity? Does Michael Bublé count? We're friends with him. We've been to his house several times. Brent Butt, does he count?
Yeah, he came over to see me at the Canucks game.
He came to ask Shannon for a photo with Shannon. Does that count?
And then there's like been other times that I've found out people that watch my videos and I'm like, that seems wrong.
Yeah. I was neighbors with wrestler John Harris, who is like Silo Sam. And in Pee-wee's Big Adventure, I used to work on his car because he was too tall to do it himself. Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, of the Harris twins, John Harris?
Mike doesn't count. Well, fine.
Well, we've met Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and Donald and Daisy.
Right?
We've met like a bunch of Disney characters. It's been great. I met Anger. So, like, yeah, kind of a big deal.
Favorite show on Prime TV? Prime has lame shows.
Mostly. There's a couple we've watched.
Yeah, Download is good.
Upload.
Not Download.
Upload's fantastic.
Was Good Omens on Prime?
Yes.
That one was good.
We didn't watch the second season of that.
We haven't watched the second yet. There's not much on Prime that I like. I'm really not a fan of Prime.
We don't get as much mileage out of Prime as we do out of Netflix or Disney.
Yeah, there's barely anything on Prime.
Disney might be the one that gets watched the most in this house.
Oh, by far. The kids watch Disney all the time. Adelaide pretty much only watches Disney.
For me, I think Crave's the one I watch the most.
I do like Crave. The looks Yvonne gives Shannon. Tread lightly, Shannon. Also, opinions on South Park.
I love South Park. South Park is... Now, I don't think it's as funny now as it was when it started out, but I still do like South Park. There are times where I think they go a little bit too far with stuff, but it's still funny.
I used to think some of it was funny, but then it really felt like they were doing things just to tick people off, and I don't find that amusing.
Not like Family Guy. Family Guy's been trying to get taken off the airs for years.
They were never good, though. Family Guy has always been terrible.
I stopped watching Family Guy because I was like, you know what? Seth MacFarlane at this point is just saying things just to be offensive. It's not funny. It's just to be offensive. Right. And
it doesn't make any sense.
He knows Fox won't take it off the air. So at this point, I think he's just like, how far can we go before Fox gets mad? Because this is great.
Family Guy is stupid. When is the next GTA live stream?
I wanted to do one last week. I want to do one this week. Maybe with the heat wave, we can do one this week.
Adelaide's gonna go to her friend's house on Tuesday.
So that's a good time to play GTA.
And then on Wednesday, I'm taking the kids to the water park, but that's just for 3 hours.
It's a good time to do GTA is on Tuesday then. Sounds good.
It's supposed to be stupid hot on Tuesday.
It'll be stupid hot tomorrow and Tuesday, so yeah.
Disney Plus is a good streaming service. Marvel and Star Wars, baby.
Oh, we started watching the second season of Loki because we're that far behind last night. But thankfully, with it being Loki, I love Loki.
Watch anything during the hockey season?
Yeah. I do love Loki. I think he's great.
Okay, what does Yvonne like? 10 things at least from both of you.
Baking shows.
I do like baking shows.
I
don't like a lot of TV. I listen
British
to
crap.
I do like British shows. I watch quite a few British shows. I like listening to podcasts.
You like RuPaul's Drag Race?
I do. And sewing shows, those are fun. I like listening to history documentaries.
How the Universe Works.
Oh, How the Universe Works is a fantastic show. I love that show. I like a lot of nature shows. I like a lot of
if it's a Disney princess movie, she's probably got it memorized.
Stuff. I love Disney movies. Yeah, I like a lot of the nonfiction.
And then we watch the dating
Apple
shows
has
together.
That the dinosaur show. That show's awesome. I love that.
We're almost caught up on Love Island, so.
If it wasn't for Shannon, those wouldn't be shows that I would choose to watch.
You wouldn't watch Love Island if it wasn't for me?
I would not watch any of that type of reality show without you.
But what's funny is
I did not watch those.
They're like, we'll watch the dating shows and you'll see like two people lip lock with each other and both at the same time go, no, don't do that.
Just seriously,
We're like, don't couple up with them. They're why are they so stupid?
But together, those shows are fun to watch and make fun of the people.
Yeah.
From the safety of our own house. And we talk about how totally emotionally damaging that has to be to the people that are on the shows.
Yeah.
But
I know you got your heart ripped out. I watched that show. How was that for you?
Your reaction was really dumb.
Remember the part where he dumped you and you cried for 3 days? That was hilarious. Me and my buddies watched it. It was hilarious.
All right, was that 10 things? There's a lot of things that I like.
Love is Blind.
I don't.
Oh, if Lars is still on here, we did watch the Swedish Love is Blind.
Yeah.
I can't believe how many of them stayed together.
We didn't want any of them to be together.
We were pretty sure there was so much toxicity.
Downton Abbey. I like Downton Abbey. I like a lot of the historical type shows. Murdoch Mysteries. That one's a great show. I like a lot of Canadian shows. I do not like murder podcasts. I do not like podcasts that stress me out or make me anxious.
She's not into the true crime stuff.
Everything makes me anxious.
True crime stuff doesn't work for her.
I don't like giving myself more things to imagine that could go wrong.
That's true.
Oh, tea and metal music. There you go. I do listen to a lot of music. I listen to a lot of music.
Yeah, you do.
And I do like tea.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, there's a British garden show on Prime called Gardener's World. I don't think that's one I've watched. I did watch a gardening show. It wasn't on Prime. I really don't watch Prime.
Are You Being Served is one of my favorite shows ever. My favorite part of Are You Being Served is they go over, are you free? And they look around and there's no one there. There's never anybody in their department. So they still look around. I have no idea how that store stayed in business.
I have to shamefully admit I like watching Amazing Race Canada, even though it's the same thing every year. It really is. We joke about the places they go. Where was it here in BC that they went to? We were like, oh, that's unfortunate.
It was
like they couldn't even take them somewhere cool.
Wasn't it like Trail? It was somewhere bizarre.
Next season they'll go to like Merritt, 100 Mile House. Take them to the middle of nowhere. We like Amazing Race. I like the American version better.
Where they go around the world.
Where they actually get to go places.
But then the episodes are way
too
long. The American one, the episodes are all like
the Canada one. I think they need to go to Barkerville. I think that could be really fun.
Maybe they do this year. We haven't seen it yet.
They need to. That's somewhere they need to go.
They go to the Fort Langley. They go to the Sunshine Coast in the next episode, which is like Powell River or
beautiful.
Maybe Gibson.
I like Amazing Race. Is Despicable Me 4 any good? I'm gonna guess no.
I mean, if you like the Despicable Me movies, the problem is the worst part of the Despicable Me movies are the Minions. Awful. And the Minions are the focus at this point of all the marketing, and it just makes me not want to watch them. Which is too bad, because Gru and some of the storyline there can work, but the Minions are not. They're objectively not funny.
Oh, somebody else like Murdoch Mysteries. That show's great.
I've watched Murdoch Mysteries with her. It's not my kind of show. Because you
didn't start in the beginning. You started in the middle of an episode, like season 12 or something.
Well, I've watched episodes. I'm bored on days and I'm like, hey, well, I'll watch this.
Have you ever listened to the Hardcore History podcast? I have. I do.
I really don't do podcasts.
I do. Because I do a lot of stuff that I can't be watching a screen.
I've always got a screen. Always.
I usually can't.
Although Jim Cornette's, I guess the Jim Cornette stuff on YouTube that I watch is technically from his podcast. So the Jim Cornette ones I pay attention to.
Also, Yvonne watches every THG video.
She has not watched one of my videos in a very long time.
Whatever. I watched one of your videos last week.
Was it a hockey video?
It was not. Why would I watch one of your hockey videos?
There you go.
Have you tried House of the Dragons? Nope.
No, because I was never a fan of Game of Thrones. I watched the last season of Game of Thrones just because people online I knew were going to rage. So I would watch the episode and then laugh at the stuff I knew people were going to rage about. And I kept saying, man, I'm really glad I didn't watch this show. Like, you build up that winter's coming. And then the Ice King or whatever he was, he dies in like seconds. So they build up this big thing that, winter's coming. And then he's just dead. And I was like, well, that was way too quick. He's not actually, he's actually dead. I'm really glad I didn't watch that, because I'd be mad if I watched this for 7 years and that's how it ends.
The Mario movie wasn't bad from Illumination.
I haven't watched the Mario movie.
I don't think I've seen any Illumination movies.
I'm more interested in playing Mario games than watching a movie about Mario Brothers.
Does Shan have a Seabass jersey? Shan.
I have a Cam Neely jersey. I just have the one. I thought about getting another.
I need to go.
All right. And I should...
we don't have any other exciting plans other than Disneyland for this summer yet.
Not yet. But we do have the meetup in Coquitlam on Saturday.
I need to go.
So, and I'll get going too. So, hope everybody has a wonderful week. We will do another live stream on this channel soon. But thanks for coming out. And we will do this again soon. Take it easy.